always getting punched in the eye. I had my head split open from somebody hit me in the head with a pipe. I had to get 5 staples. Somebody headbutt me in the face. My buddy's just like, dude, what is going on? You're a martial artist. What's going on? And I'm just like, at that point, I just lost it.
Hey everybody, we are here with Shaun the Beastman Anderson. How are you?
I'm great, Jenny. How
Thanks.
are you?
I'm great. Thanks for being here. I love the outfit. You match perfectly. I love the, what do you call it, the 80s, like rap.
I got to give it out to hip hop. Got the old school Adidas look going on.
I love that look.
Thanks.
I have the same, I should wear that one day. I have a picture of, this is totally going to date me, but I don't care. And I was 14 wearing that. My mom took it. One of my albums at home. It's so funny. And I just thought I was so cool back then. Of course, I was 14. That, and I'm with one of my girlfriends. And now they're like, they've always been in style, but you match perfectly.
What's not to love about a tracksuit?
Right? You wear a lot of them. You're a trainer?
That's my uniform. I wear it every day.
Nice.
Puma, Adidas, Nike, Lacoste. Just got a Lacoste one.
Those are
Pretty
good.
nice, yeah.
You ever wear the hats?
Sometimes I'm not really a hat guy, but it's cold now, so I've been sporting the beanie and got a couple of hats representing my jiu-jitsu clubs that I belong to.
It's cold. We're out here in Southern California. We're used to it being warm. You're not from here though, right?
I was born in Salt Lake City, Utah. I lived in California most of my life, and I spent the last 22 years in Santa Cruz. So it's a little chillier up there than it is here. But
you are in recovery, a trainer that's very respected in the community. Do you call it a trainer, coach? What do you call it?
anything. I mean, instructor, high martial art instructor, coach, facilitator.
Take it back. Let's learn about you. I know a little bit about you, but not too much. I grew up in Utah.
I was born in Utah, and so my father was an alcoholic, and my mom got married because in their culture. So I'm from a long line of Mormons, not Mormon. But that's what happened with my mom and dad. They met each other, her up, and they had to get married. And he was an alcoholic.
And were they really young? Or
they were young, yeah. I think she was like 19 or so. And he was physically abusive and hardcore alcoholic. So she left him when I was 2. Met my stepdad, who was originally from Southern California, Utah, with his dad doing business. They met, and then we migrated back to Southern California. So I spent my childhood here in Southern California, all over the place. My parents were struggling with drug addiction most of my childhood. So we moved a lot. We lived in Long Beach, Bell Gardens, Bellflower, Norwalk, Riverside, Ontario, San Bernardino, like you name it. Anaheim. We lived in motel rooms down in Anaheim. We ended up moving to the Colorado River area when I was in high school, 9th grade. My grandfather had bought some property out there before it was the vacation destination that it is now. So my parents kind of tagged along, set up shop in the Colorado River area, Needles, California, Laughlin, Nevada area, Bullhead City. So I moved there and went through high school. And again, parents were struggling with drug addiction. So we were homeless, and I was trying to still continue through high school. I almost dropped out junior year. My junior year, a lot. That's when I started smoking weed. And parents were out of the picture. They had moved, and they were struggling, living out of shelters.
Did you have siblings?
I had 2 little brothers. Not little now. They were my little brothers back then, so they were living with the parents. So I just started sleeping on friends' couches, and I did not drop out of school, thankfully. But my junior year, I basically failed almost every class. My senior year, I ended up getting a job at the local church. The church kind of adopted me, and from the church, she adopted me and got the power of attorney, and I had a stable place to finish high school.
That's amazing.
So I ended up recovering the grades from my junior year, and then getting on the honor roll. I finished strong. I was involved in the church. I just started training in martial arts at that time, and so I had some structure.
That's amazing, because what you're explaining with that childhood, a lot of people would not go in that direction at all. They would not have the desire, the will, the want to graduate high school and do good, to be at it. When you were really, when did you realize this isn't normal? Other kids aren't living the way we're living.
That's a good question. I mean, when I was periods of, it was always, if we're living with a grandparent or a family, we'd move in with them for a little bit and have some stability and then move out. So just by nature, I knew things were not normal for me, because I was always moving, always having to make friends. My surroundings always changing. So I learned how to get along with people. I became like pleaser. I became a class clown, kind of my personality.
No long-term friends, obviously, that you were getting to know for years at a time at that age.
Correct. Actually, we kind of cycle. My parents would clean up, start doing good. We'd get a house and start doing normal things, like a middle class, I guess. And then they'd get whatever they got into. It would unravel. And then all of a sudden, boom, we had to move. So
Yeah.
we put all the stuff in storage, move somewhere, or live in a van, or live in a car, or go live with another family member or a friend, lose everything in storage and start from scratch somewhere else. It was like that same cycle.
Was it ever about like, did you guys talk, the problems that were on? Did they tell you like about the addiction, the alcohol? Or?
No, they didn't. We never talked about it. I just saw it and
figured it out.
Yeah. So like when we went to the desert, I was a teenager at that high school. And so things started making sense to me there. I was parentified at that time. I started really taking charge over my brothers and I was always watching them anyways, babysitting while
Thank
the
God
parents
for you.
were doing what. Thank you. But they were my two little brothers. And then I started, because I was working at the church and I started taking on responsibilities, I confronted a couple about meth. We had a tiny trailer in somebody's backyard. And this is one time I was cleaning up and found a plate with all the meth and stuff on there. And so I set it out like a parent, my mom or whatever. I'm like, what's this? And then she tried denying it. But she knew that I knew. We had that conversation. I don't remember exactly how it went, but I didn't approve of. She was ashamed and they tried to hide it a little better. But they were on their own journey. You know what I mean? My mother passed away in 2010. My stepdad, now sober and healthy and doing in Idaho.
Nice.
Those times were, and I remember praying that they would die. I hated my parents. I hated being poor. And in high school, sometimes that we lived by the river because we had no place to stay. So we had a little tent trailer and we'd park it out on an Indian reservation or far away from people next to the water. And I'd have to go take a bath in the river before school. We had soap that we'd picked up from the hotels because we'd take the hotels that were like $15 a night in Laughlin during the week. So we'd go up there once or twice a week, take towels and soap and all that stuff. And then when we were out in the tent trailer, we were using the supplies we scored from the hotel. Remember, it sucked. Going to school and knowing that my clothes weren't clean and knowing that I took a bath in the river.
Jesus.
You could see some of my pictures in the yearbook and I just looked sad.
What were those emotions at the time?
Shoving them deep down inside.
And taking care of your younger brothers.
Yeah. Then when parents ended up moving, they went to Apple Valley. They were staying in a shelter, living in the car, and I was writing letters to my brothers. And then every once in a while, they'd send a letter back, and I still have some of those letters. And I was always talking about Jesus and talking about God and just starting my journey through the Christian denomination that I was involved in. And I mean, and then
started experimenting, like smoking as a teenager.
So I did in the beginning. Then when I wanted to clean up and take charge over those years, I buckled down. I got involved with the church. I started an internship at the Southern Baptist Church I was going to. So I was on the payroll as a janitor and landscaper. And then I also had an internship. So I was spending all of my time after school doing the physical work. And
take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi.